25 matchup here in the heart of Raleigh. Number 19, Syracuse, their best season since the Final Four run back in 2016. And number 12, NC State, they want to get back in the top 10, but back-to-back losses entering tonight's huge showdown. The 16th all-time meeting between the Cuse and the Wolfpack is really a battle for that next best spot in the ACC. Virginia Tech at 14-2. But now with 8 programs all jostling for that top 4 spot in the bye, this becomes a huge night in the ACC. Welcome inside Reynolds Coliseum with a former ACC champion in Kai Crutchfield. I'm Evan Budgerovich. For Syracuse and NC State, this is a battle for second place in the ACC. Kai, how do these programs play at a championship level?
As you said, NC State has struggled from back-to-back rivalry losses in state, really focusing on that physicality that they showed at the beginning of this year and working that 4-out-1 end. On Syracuse ends, just playing loose. I mean, they're on a good run and just making sure they focus on boxing out and keeping them off the board.
NC State, one of the most balanced teams in the country. Entering tonight, only one of 12 programs, 5 players averaging 10 or more. What does that do? How does that help them offensively?
It opens up the floor. With River Baldwin scoring in the inside in the paint, it opens it up for those guards, allowing a knockdown, kick out, three-pointer, and it's a bang.
NC State, fantastic. Syracuse, meanwhile, has an elite scorer, Deja Fair, top 3 in the ACC. What makes this woman special?
I mean, hey, she has 3,000 points. Not many people have 3,000 points in the NCAA, and playing basketball in general. She's a three-dimensional scorer, being able to play and score at the three-point range, being able to hit you with the mid-range, and also getting to the rack.
Deja Fair just passed Brittany Griner this week among the top 5 active scorers in Division I all time, of course. Caitlin Clark's at one level, but all of a sudden Deja Fair, the Buffalo transfer, having an amazing career.
And adding on to that, I mean, this is going to be a big statement game for both teams. The weight that it holds, both coaches know that it holds a lot of weight to get in the ACC tournament and NCAA, but really standing where your feet are and focusing on this one game play-by-play.
This battle for the number 2 spot in the ACC. And our lead official, Mark Resch, gets us ready to go here in Raleigh. The lone matchup of the regular season, NC State and Syracuse. It's a Wolfpack team that's been nearly unbeatable at home, 13-1 here in this building, including an overtime win over Georgia Tech in their last home game. So Mimi Collins starts with a 3.
That's great inside out. Great inside out, great knockdown by Mimi Collins.
Here's Coach Felicia Leggett-Jack's starting 5. Deja Fair, of course, fantastic. But the play of Alyssa Latham, the freshman, has been excellent for Syracuse. Georgia Woolley, the Buffalo transfer, former teammate with Fair, works in the lane. A tough look, and Woolley's cooking early.
Hey, that step through, you got to stay down on defense from that step through.
Wes Moore starting 5. It's a traditional unit with River Baldwin back the last month from an ankle injury. She's off on that layup. That could be a huge matchup down low. Latham versus Baldwin. Syracuse offensively, 75 points a game. It's in the top 5 in the ACC. But good hand from Isaiah James. James on the move, little step through.
And that's the spark that you like to see NC State at the beginning of the game, especially coming off those back-to-back losses.
2 early points off turnovers for Wes Moore's club. And Deja Fair's heating up for 3. Top 5 all-time scorer, wasting no time tonight. You see Syracuse in an early zone defensively. Good ball movement from the Wolfpack. And Verajao wanted a charge, instead out of bounds. What's the challenge against the zone defense?
Making sure you attack the gaps. If you don't attack the gaps, the offense really gets stagnant. And then also rebounding. On Syracuse end, they really have to make sure they, again, box out of that zone.
Coach Jack in year 2, 385 wins. This is the best Syracuse season since a Final Four run almost a decade ago, 2016. As Isaiah James continues a hot start, the Wolfpack are 3 of 4 from the field.
Again, attacking those gaps is really going to open up and spread that floor.
Remember, 5 Wolfpack players averaging 10 or more. That's the best of any ACC club. Syracuse led by Deja Fair's 21. Woolley has 14 tonight. More of a 2-headed monster. And Verajao, in the face of traffic, misses the jumper. Wes Moore noted this week, wanted to play faster in transition off misses. They create an open shot. Then Rivers passes one up. Everyone involved, but a miss. Second chance free throws for Sanaya Rivers.
And that's the ball movement that you want to see if you're Coach Moore. Allowing everyone to touch the ball, get a feel for the game, and then passing up a good shot for a great shot.
Wolfpack entered this game 5th in the ACC in assist to turnover. You guessed it, #1 Virginia Tech with Kenny Brooks' club. They have the best assist to turnover in the conference. And Sanaya Rivers continues a hot shooting start. So Wes Moore's team, they have not lost 3 straight in 5 years in the ACC. This is uncharted territory, back-to-back losses. But he said, hey, everything's fine. His team's recovering. He wants to see them play well tonight.
And at the end of the day, you still have more game to play. You have to learn from those losses, learn from those teams. And I mean, ACC is a tough schedule. It's a tough team, and he noted that himself.
Boy, back-to-back top 50 opponents in the net. Duke and Carolina, 2 road losses. Deja Fair dribbles through traffic. Nice kick. And Latham misses the jumper, the true freshman out of Glenwood, Illinois. Wolfpack on this end shooting red hot. 3 of 5. Collins continues with the home bounce. This is a 6-0 NC State run. Deja Fair creates space and hits it. How about Fair winning that one-on-one matchup?
She's already scored at 2 levels. She's hit a 3 and she's hit a mid-range. It's like, how do you play her? How do you play her?
And that's an all-conference defender. Sanaya Rivers on her.
Right.
Excellent ball. Rivers, another good pass. Everyone getting touches for NC State, but a miss. Tip drill to Hayes. Madison into the lane. That's no good. Syracuse entered this game winners of 7 of 8. It's been an offensive fury here in the last 2 months. So Verajao down low. Tough move on Baldwin right in her face. How about the post presence of Syracuse tonight, Kai?
It's going to be a tough matchup between Baldwin and Verajao. I mean, they're both tough. They both have good hand-eye coordination when it comes to filling off that defender, and Verajao just demonstrated that with her step through. Great pass here. Go rise up, mid-range, and hit it.
This is a Syracuse team that has gone on the road and won 7 games away from Syracuse. 4 ranked wins for Coach Jack's club. They've had a good resume as well, not just a great record. That's a deep 2 and a miss. Baldwin, the big board. Ever since returning from injury, 15 points a game for the Wolfpack.
And that's that presence that really opens up the floor for NC State.
Rivers benefits from the second chance look and rattles it in. If you're NC State right now, how important is a hot shooting start?
That shot by Sanaya Rivers, I mean, rising up and also showing that she's a dimensional player. But then you have Deja Fair on this end, pulling up for the 3. That you have to get a hand up. In that case, Rivers was in her face, and she's really showing off that fifth ranking.
Baldwin called for the over and back. Wes Moore not very pleased. That's Baldwin's first foul. River Baldwin, 150 games in her tenure between Florida State and now NC State, her second year here. So Deja Fair operates not only with the pink kicks, but elite scoring. Number 2 in the ACC behind Hannah Hidalgo. Latham sizes up Baldwin. In a lot of traffic, Wood kicks it. Fair with 5. Great space. Kira Wood again. Tough look and a nice jumper for the Temple transfer.
Fair has almost committed to or attributed to almost every single point that Syracuse has right now.
Syracuse has made 4 straight shots. They've brought the offense here to Raleigh tonight. Wolfpack only 2 assists so far. Make it 3 as Collins heats up.
When Collins gets hot with that turnaround mid-range, it really helps NC State.
Georgia Woolley dribbles into traffic. Tough look, and Woolley's feeling it.
Nice.
That's a next level look from the corner.
Absolutely. Especially fading away outside towards the baseline.
Syracuse is shooting the lights out. 7-9 to start this first quarter. And we're still waiting for that first media timeout. Rivers the extra pass. James off on the three. And a loose ball goes to NC State. 4 offensive rebounds early for the Wolfpack.
And if you're Coach Jack, I mean, that's what she stresses in the importance to her team. That zone, that's what also shows that zone is hard to rebound on.
Rivers fights for the ball, and it stays here. Another second chance. We'll take an early timeout, but Deja Fair is heating up for Syracuse early.
She's shown that multi-dimensional scoring. She has the side step, three-pointer. Bang.
Both teams shooting the lights out early here in Raleigh. Number 19 Syracuse on the road. Number 12 NC State. And this game has a ton of implications now in the ACC. We're in the final week of the season. Syracuse with a huge win. It'd be the first time they finished as a 2 seed since 2015-16. And the Wolfpack, who've won 3 of the last 4 titles, they need a couple of wins. How about Syracuse early in this game, Kai? 7 of 9. How has that offense helped them in this first quarter?
Deja Fair. And once NC State, they're doing a good job with getting their hand out on the defense, but she's just knocking down those shots.
That's a shot clock violation, and now Fair and the crew go back to work. It's a wrecking crew offensively. Fair hasn't missed a shot. Wooling has 4 points. Tremendous balance in this first quarter. First touches for Elena Rice. Coach Jack called her a key glue player for our program. We need her presence. Woolley dribbles into space, and a fight for the boards. Wood back up, and a big block for River Baldwin. Baldwin among the top 10 in the ACC in blocks. Fair was 6. Wood challenges Baldwin, and that was affected by the 6'5" grad senior. And now a loose ball. That'll stay here with Syracuse.
Those are those rebounds that Coach Jack's talking about. Those second chance, third chance opportunities. If Syracuse eventually capitalize off of those points, NC State needs to do a better job of boxing out.
And Syracuse is really good on the glass. 8th in the country in offensive rebounds. Georgia Southern leads the land so far. So Fair on a second chance look, hits it. That might be the key to this game. Syracuse getting those opportunities and hitting big shots.
If you take away some of those opportunities, then it allows State to go back down on the offensive side and hopefully put up a shot and then start chipping away.
A foul here as Hayes heads to the free throw line. And if Deja Fair's stretching the court like this, good luck.
A great step in, a great screen there. I mean, you can't give her that much space. You have to close in the gap. You have to put hand in the face and then make sure you send her to your help.
And Kai, you were a career 43% three-point shooter. When you're cooking on that level, I mean, what's going through your mind offensively?
Stay hot. That's the only thing you can do.
As River Baldwin hits it on the other end. That snaps a 2-minute scoring drought for NC State. It's the Deja Fair show right now. Dribble display. A little high stepping through the lane. Woolley into a double team. Nice look. And she's challenging an elite defender in Sanaya Rivers.
And I mean, how else do you play defense on that? She had both hands up and hand in the face.
Woolley, the Buffalo transfer, joined her head coach 2 years ago. Now gets a block. And then Collins on the jump ball will keep possession here. Syracuse is starting to impact NC State offensively.
I feel like NC State's also staying a little stagnant on the offensive side. They are giving that good pass for the great pass, but the weak side, they need to make sure they stay movement.
Isabel Verajao, the niece of NBA standout Anderson Verajao, checks in. And Coach Jack said she has the best basketball IQ of any player I've ever coached. And that's in 30 years. So Collins comes up short on the 3. Offensive board, Hayes fouled on the shot. And the second free throws of the game for NC State.
Well, I just kind of looked around like, was that on me?
Madison Hayes yet to score tonight, but she's one of those 5 averaging double figures. In fact, this year it's been 20 games she's had 10 or more points. How important is her offense for NC State tonight?
She's that spark. I mean, she's the person that comes in and does the blue-collar work. She does the nitty-gritty work, getting those offensive boards, diving on the floor, and getting to the line.
Then you add in that physicality on the defensive end. River Baldwin will exit, and Zoe Brooks enters for the Wolfpack. That's the secret weapon for NC State this year. Brooks nearly 10 a game herself off the bench.
And that's the key to successful postseason, that depth and giving those freshmen, those rookies that time to build that confidence and get those reps.
Rice looks for space in a kick ball. Early on at Syracuse, distributing the ball well. 9 of 14 shooting. Has the feel more of a track meet than a top 25 battle.
Yeah.
A lot of offense early. Over the head of Verjao, and that's a turnover. It's the second giveaway for Syracuse tonight. How do you better execute that entry pass for Syracuse?
She approached the high post hands high. Maybe it was a good idea, but just lowering the pass, simple as that.
Hayes is doubled. Somehow breaks through it. Nice hands by Rice for the steal. Georgia Woolley. She's been special 1v1 tonight, like her partner in crime, Fair. And Verjao fouled on the reach. That's Isaiah James with her first foul.
NC State foul number 10, Isaiah James. James first.
Despite the 3 three-pointers, Syracuse has made an effort to work the ball inside.
And I think working the ball inside, even for both teams, working the ball inside and then passing it back out and allowing those guards just to even get a nice repost.
Woolley will reset things with 15 on the clock. Woolley versus Brooks. Advantage Woolley. Give her 8. The second-year Buffalo transfer heating up here in Raleigh. Wolfpack elect not to go for the 2-for-1. James wants a foul. Dribbles through it. And a loose ball to Collins. She's back up and in.
In that situation, Collins could have put the ball back up, and he also had 3 or maybe 4 NC State players on the perimeter that could knock down that shot.
Final 7 seconds. Fair. What does she have left? It's a reach-in foul. Neither team in the bonus just yet. So with 3 fouls, do you use the next one if you're NC State here?
What's your take?
I'm saying yes. I don't want Deja Fair to shoot that 3. Where she hasn't missed from the field tonight.
But then you also have to stay home.
That's
you can't give up a
right there.
Yeah, you can't give up an easy layup. But then Deja Fair is very hot right now.
That's a deep 2. That's off. Loose ball up and in for Syracuse. Kyra Wood, right place, right time for the Cuse. Just like we drew it up to end this high-scoring first quarter.
And it seemed like NC State might have fallen asleep there thinking the horn was going to go off. Long 2. Zoe Brooks with a good box out, but she came in.
And we'll take this timeout. Syracuse with a good fight up 4 here through the first quarter. Felicia Leggett-Jack, she's an All-American at Syracuse, and that number 33, it's the first women's number ever retired for the Cuse. Back in '85, her team won 30 games, and now the Syracuse program with 23-5 start. It's their best record since a Final Four team 9 years ago. Kai, so far this year's club, 11 of 17 in the first quarter, really clicking on the offensive end.
Coach Jack, she really impressed me before the game. She said, hey, I'm not just here to coach, have a good winning record, but I'm here to develop these women so that when they get out, they're phenomenal women.
She's developed a winning program as Latham hits the layup, the true freshman. They scored 27 points in a hostile environment. 2 great offensive start as Rivers is fouling. Free throws coming out. You've been in these moments as a player, Kai. When you're the underdog, when you're the team that surprised people as a #2 seed, what's impressed you about Syracuse's start?
Playing loose, having fun just playing basketball. I mean, when you're playing in these games like this, when it's high stakes, the only thing you can really do is just focus on yourself, focus on executing on offense and defense, and sticking to what got you here in the first place.
Well, got Syracuse here is a 7-3 road record, really good away from the dome, including 4 ranked wins. It's been a top 25 strength of schedule. They've lived up to it. Syracuse was picked 9th in the preseason. NC State was picked 8th.
Right.
Nobody had this as a battle for 2nd with a week to go.
And that just also shows the strength of the ACC. ACC is a tough schedule.
Right now, 9 projected teams in the latest Charlie Cream bracket. So Rice on the drive, no. Wood down low is a bit short, and Collins the board, and was fouled on that rebound. Neither of these programs had this level of expectation. Maybe that man did, but you see coming in 8th and 9th, it really shows the level of coaching and development for these two programs.
And Coach Moore, I actually believe Coach Moore and Coach Jack are up for the ACC Coach of the Year award.
There are 2 of the 3 finalists, them and Kenny Brooks at Virginia Tech. And you see coming in tonight, these are the latest projections. Wolfpack, that was as high as a 1 seed coming into 2 weeks ago, now a 3 seed. So how important is this game tonight for State's tournament resume?
Really, that double bye means a lot. As far as the tournament resume, there hasn't been a lot of times where NC State hasn't hosted at the NCAA tournament. On Syracuse end, this could be the opportunity for them to host the NCAA tournament.
Now a kick ball leads to a turnover. And here come the Cuse. Rice blows by everyone, and Hayes the swat. That's the defensive effort NC State needs if they want to host a region.
And everyone's sprinting back on defense, that transition defense. Isaiah James forces her back to the middle into her help, and Madison Hayes is there to say, no, no, no.
Remember, this is a Wolfpack team that's won 3 of the last 4 ACC tournaments. Now, you were a part of those teams. But it takes the right formula to win 3 games in 3 days.
A lot of ice, too.
Wolfpack were dethroned last year by Virginia Tech with Liz Kitley. Right now, they're the #1 seed if the season ended tonight. Virginia Tech is all but locked up the 1. There would have to be some weird mathematical formulas, but they're in a great spot. A Syracuse loss would secure the 1 for Virginia Tech. Rivers the extra pass. Zoe Brooks is short. And a pinata tip drill. Baldwin the tallest of the trees, and she's fouled.
I'm not sure that she even jumped to get that rebound. And those advantages of playing, of having a bigger lineup here.
That's a tip. Birthday party.
Yeah, that's a tip drill.
So River Baldwin, 2 points, 3 rebounds tonight. And since returning from an ankle injury midway through February, early February, and those last 11 games, it's been up and down. But Kai, now in the last 5 games, what's been clicking for Baldwin on both ends?
I think just reps, honestly. With those nagging injuries, yeah, you sit out a game, but coming back into the game, your teammates have gone a game without playing with you, realistically. And yeah, you have to get the mojo back. You also have to have confidence in yourself that, hey, this ankle's going to bother me a little bit, but I'm going to be okay.
Deja Fair is dancing all over Reynolds, and the moonshot is off. But a foul on Collins underneath. Good effort by Alyssa Latham on the offensive glass. We told you coming in, that was the battle. 2 of the top 25 teams at all boards.
Syracuse averaging 43 boards a game, and you're starting to see that now. Yes, there are trees, but at the end of the day, putting a butt in the gut, as my old AU coach used to tell me, is the best way to do it.
See Syracuse being aggressive on the O boards, but Woolley traveled right there. 3rd turnover for the Cuse. You can tell Coach Jack's reaction. It's been a slow start. Both teams with just 2 points in the 2nd quarter. Where does the offense come from if you're NC State?
Movement, steady movement, steady movement. You can't stay stagnant against the zone, especially against the zone, and making sure you attack those gaps.
Brooks attacks the gap but misses, and Woolley wins the race for the board. The Buffalo transfer kicks it to her former teammate. Baldwin, great hands defensively. They'll stay here. We noted her ankle injury, but more active there on the defensive end.
Yeah, she looked a little light on her feet there.
There's Isabel Verajao coming back in, who has NCAA tournament experience, played on the Elite 8 team with Michigan 2 years ago. Asia Fair and Georgia Raleigh both made the tournament at Buffalo 2 years prior. So Verajao comes right in and misses the jumper. Look at the fight on the boards and off the foot of Rivers. Sophie Burrows literally burrowed in there.
Fitting. Very, very fitting.
The product of Victoria, Australia. You have to love that effort if you're Coach Jack.
And that's those second chance points. Yeah, it wasn't necessarily a clean rebound, but you got your team the opportunity to get the ball back.
This is where Syracuse has been dangerous. 8 second chance points. Woolley for 3. That one's off. Nice board by Latham. And a foul on Collins. So that's Mimi with her second. And that'll force the hand of Wes Moore. In comes Maddie Cox, the true freshman from Flower Mound, Texas.
Second on the team, Maddie Cox. Down in the Wolfpack lineup.
Latham, who's been a huge impact freshman for Coach Jack. Verajao 1v1. Baldwin right in her grill and banks it in.
That's just a tough shot. That's just a tough shot.
Syracuse hadn't made a shot all quarter, and the most difficult one goes in. Here's Hayes for 3. Good look, but Cox the board. She got tripped, and it goes the other way. Degree of difficulty here to 10, Kai.
Verajao, nice size up, being patient, staying patient in the board, and nice hooks.
Don't sleep on the old school hook shot. Then Verajao for 3 is off. And Rivers the board. Battle on the rebounds, +2 Syracuse early. Then Rivers 1v3, the block for Verajao. Fair in transition. Fair to the bucket. An unfair matchup. Good luck stopping the speedster.
Not only that, but it was high and soft on the glass.
Asia Fair 13 and counting for Syracuse. She's carried the load. Hayes on the shot fake. Dribbles through 2. Great move. Two elite scoring teams going after it tonight. Both in the top 50 in the country. Winner of this game has a chance at the #2 seed in the ACC tournament. So Woolley into traffic and Hayes the block. Verajao, not that time.
Madison Hayes is doing a really good job in her defensive efforts on NC State's end.
Here's Baldwin into 3. Advantage River Baldwin. How important is speed of the post for the Wolfpack?
I mean, that post up, once River starts hitting and then the perimeter player starts knocking down that 3, being able to work inside and out, that's what Coach Moore wants, that 4-out 1-in.
Reynolds Coliseum coming to life. And an offensive foul. That was Alyssa Latham shoving Sanaya Rivers.
That's a bump to cut her. Ooh, she might have hit her teammate Maddie Cox in the face there as well.
So Latham just earned her first foul. Sorry, her second. She'll exit. Brooks, great dribble drive and hits the jumper. This Brooks was very good.
That's a great way to utilize that screen and get to your sweet spot.
Now on this end, Woolley dribbles into 2. Asia Fair in her bag. Just off. And Burrows tips the board. Who touched it last?
the uproar of Reynolds right now.
And Westmore is screaming like a chimney on Christmas Eve. He is furious. We'll take the timeout. Great battle here in this second quarter for second place in the ACC. We buried the lead tonight. Happy Leap Day, by the way. It is a leap year. These programs have some history, but you got to go back a minute. Syracuse last game 2000. Their last Big East game in leap year. And then NC State, that game in '92 was part of a year they played a triple overtime game against Virginia later in the year. But the leap year matchup was pretty good as well, 2-point difference. This leap year game, Kai, it's been back and forth. NC State a 6-0 run. What's fueled this spark for Westmore's club?
Really feeling the spark. That transition defense, making sure Syracuse isn't able to run coast to coast, and keeping her hair out in De'Asia's Fair's face. I mean, she is shooting the ball well right now, but staying consistent on defense.
Watch the handles, then the step back. Oh, that tips out. Hayes the board. De'Asia Fair's missed her last 3 shots. On this end, the Wolfpack have made 3 of their last 3. Rivers. Baldwin into 2. Great hands from Syracuse, and Rice the steal. Now De'Asia Fair, 13 and counting. Lays it off to Woolley. Extra pass, Wood. That's strong. And Baldwin right back at it, her 4th board. NC State with a win tonight sets up a big game Sunday. They'll be the number 2 seed with 2 straight wins. Syracuse needs this win to automatically clinch a top 2 spot. Buck down to 5. Baldwin down low, and it bounces home. 7 points.
On that one, she didn't put the ball down. On the last one, when she puts the ball down, the guard's able to come up and pickpocket.
Reynolds Coliseum rocking. Final week of the regular season. Syracuse hasn't scored in 3 minutes. Woolley challenges Hayes. Clock to 3. It's fair time. De'Asia misses the 3. Woolley the board. There's De'Asia Fair, always ready to shoot. He has Caitlin Clark range here in this building. 3 of 5 from deep. It's Fair again. Nice pass. Open 3 is short. Loose ball, last touch by Burrows. If you're Syracuse, you have to like these looks, though, especially late in the clock.
Really working the clock, but then you work the clock, and then you also get an offensive rebound.
That's what Syracuse is special. 12th in the country coming in. They have 10 offensive rebounds already. Maddie Cox, way off. Some freshman jitters there for 3. Not the case for Rice. Woolley steps into one. Every player in this Syracuse lineup can shoot from deep. And as a team, 200 3-pointers. Burrows spins. Nice finish in the lane. Snaps the 4-minute scoring drought. As we hit the 2-minute mark here, an entertaining first half. Ranked matchup, 19th Syracuse, 12th ranked NC State. Zoe Brooks, uncontested, but a miss. And now Rice. All the way to the bucket. Oh, Samaya Rivers. Good luck going to that space.
It looked like she might have came out of nowhere. Trailing. That's great to come from the weak side and time that block.
MK Timpson leads the ACC in blocks, but that might be the best one we've seen all year.
I think so.
ACC ballots come out this week for all conference teams. I imagine Samaya Rivers will be among one of the teams for 2nd or 3rd. Syracuse just 2 points in the last 4 minutes. De'Asia Fair. Good matchup here with 2 diminutive guards, Brooks and Fair. Behind the back. Woolley with 4. Tough off step back, no. Loose ball to Baldwin. Now it's Rivers. Sanaya to the left.
It looks like Willie's a little upset about that foul, but the Euro stuff was really tough.
Sanaya Rivers dancing to the moonlight here in Raleigh.
Willie shades to the right side just a little bit. She hits it with the Euro step to the right. A nice strong finish with the left.
7 points, 6 rebounds for Sanaya Rivers, who flexes on him. Got to get the emojis ready. You never know when you need them. And offensive board, Baldwin earns a jump ball. And possession to Syracuse. It's been a tale of 2 quarters for Syracuse today. They shot the lights out. 75% in the first quarter. But all of a sudden, Kai, what's changed? What has NC State done defensively in the second quarter?
I feel like they got their feet up under them. They have a little more urgency in the closeout, and then also playing one-on-one defense and not necessarily relying on the help.
So NC State actually had the possession arrow, so they'll get it with 1:10. Rivers, she's got 10 points.
In that situation, you know River Baldwin can score, but you double on her and you leave the person in the corner wide open to knock down the 3.
Asia Fair yet to score in this second quarter. So Rice drives, tough pass, and a turnover. NC State's amped it up defensively here in the second.
And there's not many turnovers on both sides of the court.
3 for NC State, 5 for Syracuse. Now the Wolfpack with a 9-second difference. Offensive foul on Baldwin. That's her second. So Collins with 2 and Baldwin with 2.
In that situation, if you're Coach Moore, are you more upset with the fact that Zoe Brooks didn't necessarily use the screen?
I don't know. Let's ask him.
He seems upset regardless.
Wes Moore's team has surrendered 60-plus points in back-to-back games. That was a huge point of emphasis for him. Better defense. Burrows on the attack. Difficult look. Loose ball, Latham, no. And Wood is fouled. So Kyra Wood to the free throw line. And the Cuse are in the bonus.
It doesn't seem like anybody from NC State likes that call. Good effort on the box out here. I'm not sure.
Syracuse has done all night. 13 offensive rebounds. As a team, Syracuse at 75%. 2 big ones here for Kyra Wood.
Kyra Wood has really sparked Syracuse. I mean, she's like a silent assassin.
For Wood, 4 rebounds. And like Kiana Reeves, she's come up in the clutch. Matrix. Great film. Zoe Brooks dribbling all over the court. Testing the zone. James with 7. Enters the lane. No. Wood, tip drill. Then Fair lost it. This shot is off, and a foul. Isaiah James turned something out of nothing.
I love how she comes up smiling like that. Great effort here by Isaiah James.
Well, she got away with a foul on Fair.
Just a little bit. I will say, just a little bit.
She earns the foul on Sanaya Wilson.
Just a little bit. I'm sure that's what Coach Moore drew up.
Isaiah James only 4 points in this first half. NC State closing this half on a 15-4 run. Add another 3-point game. The clock will run out. That shot does not count. And And it's NC State flipping the script with a +7 second quarter. Entertaining top 25 matchup. The Asia Fair cooking with 13 and Sinai Rivers countering her bucket for bucket.
Coming into this, the Asia Fair just really going coast to coast and scoring at that level. Nice touch and kiss at the top of the basket. Then Zoe Brooks here, reading the defense. Nice kick to the corner, knocked down by Sinai Rivers.
Welcome back to Reynolds Coliseum. Tight game here in this top 25 matchup. NC State holding home court. We're going to snap back-to-back home losses. It's a really busy night in the ACC. We've entered the final week now. Syracuse has just one game left, but everybody else has two. And where this matters all of a sudden is Virginia Tech's in a great spot for that #1. But if you want the double bye in the tournament, top 4 is the best place to be. Look at NC State all the way down to UNC. There's 6 different teams fighting for those last 4 spots, and that could really be huge come ACC tournament time, NCAA tournament time, and then Kai, tonight the games have continued to be wild. We've seen this game so far, and even looking across the land, what a nice performance for Notre Dame so far, making a statement at home.
And this just shows how strong the ACC is. I mean, I'm biased. People talk about, hey, the SEC, the ACC. We have how many people, how many teams that are that are ranked? 8, 9? 9 teams ranked? I mean, that just comes to show, hey, you got to bring your A game every game.
Even Boston College with a nice halftime lead. Welcome inside Reynolds Coliseum with an ACC champion. Kai Crutchfield and Evan Budrovich. Really gives you a sense of how important tonight's game is. That battle for the #2 spot. Syracuse, though, 15 offensive rebounds. That's really kept the Cuse in it.
And continuing to box out of that zone. I mean, it's easy to slash the gaps and get those open shots, but boxing out of that zone is really going to be crucial. NC State has turned it up a little bit on defense, not allowing it to be as easy for them to score, for the Asia Fair to score, but Woolley has also stepped up.
The Asia Fair had 13 points in the blink of an eye for Syracuse. She's a top 5 scorer in Division I basketball. And how much fun is it to watch her going to work in that first half?
It was awesome. I mean, starting out the game, 2 for 2, 3 for 3 from the three-point line, and then hitting up a few mid-range. Just staying electric. Staying electric is something that she has shown, and showing that and scoring 3,000 points in her career, it really proves it. With Sinai Rivers, on the other hand, her attacking the gap and then hitting the pull in the mid-range is really going to stretch out the floor for the rest of her teammates. You see that the help defenders come in. She attacks that high side, gets the and one on the layup. She also expanded her game and knocked down those 3-pointers. Whereas in the beginning of the season, she didn't really shoot the 3-pointer that much. And then you also see her on the defensive end getting a block and protecting the basket in transition.
A breakout scoring game for Sinai Rivers, who's top 10 in the league in assists and steals and blocks. But in this first half, a little more offensive-minded. And man, Kai, that second quarter really told the story. NC State was +7, but their defense was impressive against Syracuse.
How many blocks have they had? The Mutombos, I mean, once you keep on playing and building from that, you work on the defensive side. Once you work on the defensive side, the defense fuels your offense.
Really impactful blocks for the Wolfpack defensively. And Wes Moore's team, when they lead at halftime in the conference, are 10-1. What are some keys to success here in the second half for NC State?
Building off of what they've already done, showing those glimpses of when they did beat UConn, when they did beat Iowa, and just working as a team. You saw at the beginning of the game, they were working that inside out, giving River ball in the ball in the paint, and then also with the kickouts and the one-mores, passing up a good shot for a great shot.
This game means a ton in the ACC. 1 week to go. And if you're Syracuse and win tonight, you clinch the #2 spot. Virginia Tech #1, you're right there with #2, and then NC State not only needs to win tonight, but they have to beat Wake Forest to even be in the conversation for a top 2, and that changes everything if you slip outside the top 4.
Staying consistent is really just going to help NC State. Again, coming off those back-to-back losses and continuing to play as a team. And then also for both Syracuse and NC State, having that lead into the ACC tournament and getting a good standing at the NCAA tournament.
This is Syracuse's best year since a Final Four run in 2015-16. Remember when Brianna Butler hit 370 threes in her career? Led Syracuse to a Final Four. They lost to Notre Dame. All these years later are now conference opponents. That was a Big East ACC battle back in the day. Now we get rolling in this second half. De'Asia Fair's 13 has led the charge for the Cuse. Keep in mind, all 13 of those in the first quarter. So Verajao works the lane to start the third. Great step through, and it hits the hook shot.
That step through is really lethal and is really beneficial with her, especially with those really long arms.
16 points in the paint for Syracuse. That's been NC State's strength. They're +6 down there. Early on, Rivers with 10. Collins has 9, but she's playing with 2, and then Baldwin gets 2 more. The true freshman Alyssa Latham lets it fly. Rattles out. It was a slow shooting second quarter. Syracuse at 20% in that second. A team that came in shooting nearly 45%. They're really good offensively. Collins on this end fades away, and it's a battle of the post players down low.
And that's what you like to see. You like to be able to say, hey, when it gets further into the game, if the perimeter players start doubling down, you will be ready to open up and knock down those threes. This is the post battle of watching Laura Betts of UCLA, top shot blocker in the country. Those Pac-12 battles are electric, and you get the same vibe tonight. 2 top 25 teams. So De'Asia Fair gets in her bag. There's 15 points. She's smooth. She's very smooth. Her handles are very well. Nearing 3,300 points. Yes. She'll need 75 more to crack the top 4 all-time among D1 players. And then Woolley with the snatch. Woolley challenges Rivers, but misses. Second chance, yes. Once again, offensive rebounds the story. And that's great for Woolley to be able to stay in the play. It's easy to go up on the fast break, step out of bounds, but to put the shot up, box out, and then get the ball back right in the bucket. Rivers' turn on this end. Difficult baseline jumper, and Baldwin the tallest of the trees down there. Collins, great post to post. Misses. De'Asia Fair. Nice kick. Verajao for 3. 4th triple for the Cuse. Have you noticed that every Syracuse player is wearing a mouthpiece? Physical team. Yes. And Coach Jack talked about they want to be the hardest working team on the court. Collins the board. 2 teams that were picked 8th and 9th in the preseason. They're battling for 2nd place tonight. And now more physicality. Baldwin down there traveled. And how important is that physical intensity? You've played in these moments as an ACC player. How do you grind out a game like this? I personally, when I get hit, it's like, okay, this is happening right now. But on the physicality end, I like to call myself a defensive specialist. You have to get off the screens. You have to rub off the screens, and just making sure that when you stay aggressive, it just fuels you. It fuels the team as well. You're an ACC champion here at NC State. And Rice is off on the 3. Another tussle for the boards. There's that physicality. 16 offensive rebounds. This is what allows Georgia Southern to lead the country in boards. Syracuse putting that type of effort up tonight, and a miss there from Fair. Wolfpack in a 2.5-minute scoring drought here in the 3rd. So Hayes steps into a 3. The drought continues. If I'm NC State, instead of settling for the 3, maybe get some touches in the mid-range, these 15-footers. De'Asia Fair, she lets it fly. You better guard one of the best players in the country. 18 for the grad senior. See this zone defense. How much trouble is that causing if you're NC State? When they're stagnant, it's troublesome, especially with their lengthiness. Got some trees going. Here, driving and penetrating the gap and getting to the bucket is the best thing that you can do and get those post players in foul trouble. And you let De'Asia Fair start to cook. She's got 5 in this second half. Nice kick. When you kick out the kick, you step back in, knock it down. I think right there the defense, NC State had 2 people stuck behind Woolley for her to be able to pitch it out to De'Asia Fair.
Asia Fair has fueled a 10-0 Syracuse run. The Syracuse team that's had 3 double-figure comebacks in the ACC this year. The biggest one, they were trailing Clemson by 18. Came back to win that one. It was kind of the turning point for the Cuse, especially early in the conference. A 7-2 start, and they've been rolling since. A win tonight would be the most regular season wins for the Cuse ever in the modern program.
Again, that shows the stakes of this game, showing history, ACC seedings, NCAA seedings.
This is a sirloin steak kind of night. 2 heavy hitters getting after it. One of 2 top 25 matchups in this conference tonight. The other, Notre Dame, Virginia Tech. So Fair puts on a show from 3.
Hey, which sirloin size was that? I think that might have been what, an 8 ounce?
That's
not
an 8
the
ounce
6. Not the 6.
Beauty right there. Put some mashed potatoes on it, call it a night. And then Hayes on the backdoor cut is fouled. The way Asia Fair is shooting tonight, she might single-handedly win this game for Syracuse offensively.
She's contributed to a lot of points, not only by scoring, but facilitating and getting her rest of her teammates involved.
So 21 for Fair, who has now scored 20 or more 17 times this year. That's more than half the games for Syracuse. Electric. Second free throw for Madison Hayes. But the Wolfpack can't convert. 10 of 15 from the line. Now it's Woolley. Oh, Fair, what did you? Nope, not that time.
She had her feet set like she wanted to.
It's Rice. Way short. Nice look for Syracuse. Zoe Brooks the other way. Wolfpack just 2 of 9 from deep. They've lived in the paint today. Collins heaves one up. Clock to 12. Brooks, good dime. Hayes rejected by Verija. Now it's Fair. Holding NC State scoreless for 4 minutes. Verija misses. Collins the board. And he's got 5 boards down there. Brooks, great time, but intercepted. And Verija, the pass deflection. Well, hold your breath. We'll take a timeout. Asia Fair and crew heating up here for Syracuse. She's got 21.
She doesn't even want the screen. Nice step back. Knock it down.
That is must-see TV.
Give her the ball.
Are you kidding me? And it's a tie game. He drinks it.
I can't believe what I am witnessing.
The streak lives. It's in for the win.
The race to Greensboro's other way. Reigning champions Virginia Tech look for back-to-back titles in that championship game next Sunday, March 10th on ESPN. Kai, who's a sleeper pick? Who's your pick to win this ACC tournament?
Of course I'm going to say NC State.
Yeah, how so?
I mean, 3-time, 3 is a great number. I will say 3 is a great number.
They've won 3 of the last 4. Right now, though, it's Syracuse controlling this third quarter. If the Cuse pull off this win, they'll be the number 2 seed in the conference tournament. As Hayes zips a pass to Brooks. Zoe Brooks into traffic. Nice bucket. Syracuse last run to an ACC final was the same year they reached a Final Four, 2016. And that's an offensive foul on Rice.
Hey, River Baldwin is going to draw an offensive foul just about every game. A little gimpy here on the get up. And the feet were outside the center circle. Gotta love that. Gotta love that.
River Baldwin over 50 career charges drawn here at NC State.
She might just have NCAA start a new.
You're right, not a countable stat, but if you keep track of it.
Yeah.
So Woolley on the drive. Oh, good ball. Syracuse 6 of 16 from deep, and now a new point guard, Kennedy Perkins, comes in, the Illinois product. A quick breather for Asia Fair. Woolley On an island, spins and hits it.
They must practice that on in their individuals, in their post work.
12 points for Woolley, who certainly outperforms her recruiting ranks as that ball goes out of bounds. We talked to Coach Jack, and she said not the biggest, not the strongest, not the fastest, but finds a way to get buckets for Syracuse.
And that's all you can ask for as a coach. Just work hard. Just work hard, and the rest will come.
Making a huge impact for the Cuse tonight. Deasia Fair got what? 38 seconds of breather there? Quick return for the conference's second leading scorer. And then Collins hits the jumper. He got 13.
Coach Jack mentioned it's nice for Deasia Fair to be able to be at the 2 guard in order to see the game at a different perspective. And then also not having to control the ball, getting double trapped.
Here's Perkins. Wood with 4. Great kick. And Burrows misses the 3. And then a foul on Syracuse. Every time there's a tough rebound, Madison Hayes seems to come out with it.
She just plays hard. Coach Moore said, the harder I play, the luckier I get. And that's all you can ask for. Just continue to play hard, and that's how you get your minutes.
Tonight she's 1 of 6 shooting, but those 8 rebounds have carried the load. Brooks on the crossover. Only 10 points in the second half for NC State. It's been a slow third. So Rivers dribbles into traffic. Rivers was 6. And a charge. Burrows is there. And that's the first foul on NC State.
What do you think about that?
Well, the on-ball defender doesn't have to set their feet in
right.
You just have to be in front of the player. I'm 50-50. And then Burrows, good shot. Yep, ball don't lie there. A travel for Sophie Burrows. I am not a doctor nor a referee. Those are 2 things in the broadcast right now.
I guess that's why we're over here, right?
With Kai Crutchfield, former ACC champion, I'm Evan Budrovich. Battle for second place in the Atlantic Coast Conference tonight. With Virginia Tech on the ropes at Notre Dame, the standings get real boggled if this result continues. Brooks. Nice dime, and Baldwin's there. Brooks' ability to find tough angle passes, that's impressive.
Because once you beat the primary defender, someone else has to step up. Then who's going to help the helper?
Open 3. They left Burrows alone, and Rivers the board. Here's Sanaya on the move. Brooks from the dish. Now the shot. And NC State's tied it up.
Hey, it's a game of runs now. Basketball is a game of runs.
6-0 Wolfpack run. Final minute here in this third quarter. Kennedy. Difficult pass. Oh, and Wood couldn't squeeze it.
Nice coast to coast here. Draw 2, knock it down. Great court vision by Rivers.
6 points off the bench for Zoe Brooks. Notre Dame and NC State get 2 of the fewest bench scoring productions of any of the top teams in the conference, but double figures tonight. Home crowd encouraging the Wolfpack, who have lost 2 straight in the league. Ooh, risky pass. Then Hayes dribbles through 3. No. Late from the board. Kennedy. Woolley. No easy buckets for Syracuse tonight.
And that's great efforts by NC State. Running back in transition defense. Yeah, it could have been a 1-on-2. And Coach Jack is getting in someone.
That's the Syracuse Hall of Famer fighting for her program. Best Syracuse season since 2016. Wolfpack can hold for the final shot on a 6-0 run. Oh, the time to Rivers. And on the floor, it is the bonus situation now for NC State.
I feel like if she threw a little higher, she might have dunked it.
On the alley-oop jam right there.
Yeah, I might have like slapped the backboard or something. You know, make it a little bit dramatic.
That's from the Flint Tropics, and everyone looks at each other and goes, "Is that legal?" And Pastor Pat's all over it. He gives you the alley-oop. Nonetheless, free throws here for NC State. They have 13 more free throw attempts than Syracuse tonight. Here's number 16.
If I'm NC State right now, I am making sure I am right next to De'Asia Fair. We know that her range is strong, and keep pushing her up away from the basket.
8-0 Wolfpack run. Here's De'Asia. She's got 4 seconds. Fair. Behind the back. It's off. But short. The Wolfpack holds Syracuse scoreless for the final 3 minutes. Buckle up. We got 10 good ones to decide second place in the ACC when we come back. Welcome back to Raleigh. This is a critical game in the ACC. Winner of number 19 Syracuse, number 12 NC State. They get a second-ranked spot in the conference and call Syracuse the fourth quarter killers. Any game close, it's been all Syracuse this year. 10-1 in the conference in single-digit games. Kai, what makes the Syracuse team so dangerous in the fourth quarter?
I mean, you're looking at it right now. De'Asia Fair. Granted, when the fourth quarter comes around, you know that she's going to get up 9 points. Yeah, she might score 20 points, but you know she's going to come in clutch in crunch time.
De'Asia Fair, the 5th active leading scorer, 3,300 plus points. Just past Brittany Griner this week, and she's electric. Wolfpack, meanwhile, 3 in double figures as we start the 4th. Collins on the drive, and a good start for NC State. Collins with a breakout 15 tonight. De'Asia Fair pressured by Zoe Brooks. That might be the past, present, and future matchup of elite senior and elite freshman. Garajau, tough pass. Really no room and taking the candy from the cookie jar.
NC State here scoring more than half of their points inside the paint.
Here's Collins from deep. Wolfpack will flip the script late in the 3rd. And here's Syracuse down 4. Fair nearly makes it 1. And Baldwin's been a monster. 9 rebounds, but she trips. Fair for 3. Bottoms. The cold-blooded killer with 24.
You do not want her getting hot in this fourth quarter. I wonder if that's a defensive shift for NC State. You know that she's going to come in clutch. What are you going to do to change or disrupt her on offense?
De'Asia Fair's taken over this game with 24, and then Baldwin wins the tip drill. Baldwin's been electric down there. 9 rebounds, and that is offensive. We've told these folks in Raleigh, hear that.
It almost looked like she jumped up wanting to pass it and wasn't really sure.
Watch Garajau here. Oh yeah, got it.
Yeah, that'll knock the wind out of you.
The niece of longtime NBA vet Anderson Garajau. Elite IQ on the court. She draws the charge. What else does De'Asia Fair have left in the bag? Woolley steps into 1 and misses. But another offensive board.
NC State has to stop walking under the basket when it comes to getting those defensive boards.
That's 17-0 boards for Syracuse. Top 10 team in the country on the glass. Fair v. Brooks. The handles, the fader. No. Here's the board. Now it's Brooks' turn. Blows by Woolley, but misses. How do you get a bucket here if you're Syracuse? That's a 2-minute drought.
I think De'Asia Fair is about to stop it right now.
Number 2 scorer in the conference behind Hannah Hidalgo is cooking tonight with 24. And then a foul. Collins just ran into Rice. So that's Mimi's third.
And what's the rule when it comes to fighting for position in the paint? How much leeway do you give someone for trying to just post up strong?
There's a lot of room for interpretation.
Right.
That's for sure. So Rice triggers it in. Woolley and Fair have combined for 36. Big chunk of this offense. Verajao, nice shot fake. Gets one up and hits it. That's been the solution. 11 for Verajao tonight.
She's hit some shots outside, but in that situation, getting the defender off her feet and taking a couple of dribbles for the mid-range pull-up.
Turning down a good shot for a better shot. NC State in the second half shooting under 40%. It's been a tough go of it offensively. Rivers. Good ball. Collins bangs it out, and another board for Rice. Elena Rice trapped. Syracuse with a win would have their most regular season wins ever in program history. Verajao helps him out, and you count it with a foul. Oh, Isabel Verajao, the offensive rebounding queen.
I think they might have called that on Mimi Collins. That might be her fourth.
You were correct.
Grade one more, coming back up, staying strong in it. I don't even think she had to box anybody out.
Isabel Verajao, who has Elite 8 experience with Michigan, was a huge transfer. He talked to Felicia Jack, and she said, once we brought Verajao to this program, we knew we could win at the highest level.
Having a strong post presence, I feel like, is really crucial for a top 10 program.
Syracuse knocking on the door of the top 10. Timeout, Coach Jack. We're going to take this media timeout. What a battle here in Raleigh. 4-point game. It's an 8-0 run for the Cuse. Looking to take down NC State. It's resume time with 1 week left of the regular season. NC State right now is currently in position to host a first-round NCAA tournament matchup. That 15 net will certainly help Coach Wes Morswell, but if you lose a third straight, you drop to 11-6, things get real tough in terms of tournament time. Now for Syracuse, it's been a conversation around the New York area. This program has never hosted a tournament game with the new format, and here they are. Not a huge net, not a great strength of schedule, but a chance at a fourth top 25 quality win tonight, Todd.
Getting this win, I mean, it holds a lot of weight, yes, for the program, but Coach Jack says, hey, we're going to go out there and we're going to play ball. It doesn't matter what it is. We're going to go out there and play ball. And with the bracketology, yes, we have a whole bunch of teams from the ACC projected.
As Hayes misses the three. Syracuse with a win, you'd think would move inside the top 4 and a chance to host. As then Hayes is pressured. Oh, loose ball to Brooks. Everyone touching it for the Wolfpack, and Hayes knocks it in.
Second chance points.
12 second chance for the Wolfpack. Now it's a 1-point game. Woolley kicks it out. Verajao has been clutch in the second half. They're going to break down this matchup zone. Rice with 4. A steal. Here's Zoe Brooks. The freshman misses. Loose ball to Rice. Syracuse will wisely slow it down as we near the 5-minute mark. 4 ranked wins this year for the Cuse, but maybe none higher than this number 12 NC State team. Woolley, catch and shoots. Rolls out.
Toilet bowl.
Really a perfect shot for Woolley, who's 0 for 2 tonight from 3. Tired legs for the Cuse. They've played 18 straight games. Their bye week is on Sunday. Brooks drives. Hayes kicks out. Rivers, not that time. And then Verajao climbs in for the board. 14 and 4 for Verajao. Here's Fair. Woolley Good hands by Rivers. Deja Fair, not that time, as both teams are chucking up threes.
And that's when you have to just settle. Don't let the pace and the tempo of the game speed you up. Get into the half court and then build it back up into transition defense.
A lot of contact there. Rivers, nope. Both teams have combined 1 of 9 from 3 in this fourth quarter. Some tired legs kicking in.
Getting to the bucket and drawing a foul, getting to the line, then working your way back out.
1 point Syracuse lead. Fair. Top 5 scorer all time in Division I finds Woolley. She floats. Difficult look for Georgia Woolley.
It's almost like she likes floating in her shot more than just a catch and shoot. She likes the difficulty of the floating.
He's put her Syracuse team up 3. And here's NC State in a 2.5-minute scoring drought, in danger of losing 3 straight. Brooks drives. Nice look, but Zoe misses the bunny. Rivers baseline. Good job in a traffic. And now Reynolds Coliseum comes to life. Under 3 minutes to go in his battle for second place in the ACC.
It's almost like the uproar of Reynolds is like a 6th defender out on the court.
Extra pass. Wood. Uncontested. The ball movement of Syracuse impressive in a timeout.
And that's when you slow down, set the tempo in the half court, and let the game come to you.
We'll take the timeout. Talk about it real quick. Come back here with 2.5 to go. Final week of the regular season in Syracuse, NC State. This is prime position tonight. Winner of this game almost locks up the number 2 spot. Syracuse would with a win. NC State needs a win and then a win Sunday. So Kai, 2.5 minutes to go. Clutch buckets for Syracuse in their pursuit of that number 2 seed.
And staying clutch, all you got to do is just continue to do what you're doing. I mean, boxing NC State out on the offensive boards, getting those second chance points, and then on the flip side of that, making sure River Baldwin doesn't get those points in the paint. NC State, almost more than half of their points are coming from the paint.
An NC State team that's only lost once at home, and that was to the conference leaders, Virginia Tech. In danger of dropping 3 straight as James drives. Here's Baldwin on the mismatch. Up to 7. Hayes dribbles. Difficult shot and a block. 2 minutes to play in this top 25 matchup. Fair is fouled. That's the 4th for NC State. 1 away from the bonus. Coach Jack's club can feel it. +7 in the second half to take the lead. Syracuse has not won here in Raleigh in 8 years. Opportunity tonight. Really trapped. There with 9. 1v1 with Brooks. Fair out to 2. Deja Fair blocked by Brooks. And a shot clock violation. Good defense from the talented freshman.
And that's just staying in her. You can't go. She can't go where the ball doesn't go. The ball can't go where she doesn't go. I'm actually surprised that Deja Fair didn't get her when she had her on the mid-range and keep going to the basket. She got further and further away from the basket as the time ticked down.
90 seconds to go. NC State needs a bucket, only 7 points in this fourth quarter. There's James off on the 3. Last touched. And they'll review this. Officials taking a look.
It looks like River Baldwin got it on the initial. I don't think Woolley touched it afterwards.
This is a critical call. But right now, if you're NC State, one of your last 7 shooting, some good looks. Things just aren't falling in this fourth quarter.
And getting those shots to fall, you have to just get to the basket, get to the free throw line. And once you get to the free throw line, it slows everything down. You take your time, knock it down, and then you start getting back into the rhythm of the game.
The fact that Syracuse is leading this game with only 3 free throws tonight. Take a look.
It looks like
maybe off of Latham there.
Yeah. You can almost see the change in direction of the ball. I feel like if River would have hit it last, it went more so to the right. I don't know. What you think?
That's the challenge for Mark Resch's crew. I don't have a good answer for you. I'll be honest.
But is it enough to overturn the call? That's the biggest question.
Yeah, call on the court is last touched by NC State.
I think it might be NC State ball.
Off the fingertips of Latham there.
Yep.
That's a great point. What are you drawing up here then for the Wolfpack if you do get this ball?
That's a good question. You could go for the tie, or you could let the game come to you, get an easy 2, and just play good defense on the opposite end. What about you? You going for 2, or you going for a quick hitter? What do you think?
Wolfpack at 3 or 15 from deep tonight. I don't know if that's the answer for me.
So it sounds like
a ton of credit on the defensive end.
Right.
They have forced those difficult shots.
It sounds like a nice post-up play. Entry feed, post-entry feed. Kick it back out. Draw 2.
Who needs this game more, Syracuse or NC State?
I feel like that's a trick question, but honestly, I really do think that's NC State balls. I feel like Syracuse has clinched it, but
Clinched top 4, you're saying?
Top 4, yep, top 4. But everything after that is what's the most crucial. So if NC State clinches it and getting that number 2 seed, 1, how does that help in the NCAA tournament? And 2, if Syracuse wins, how does that affect them? NC State ball. Hey, maybe we should be referees.
1 for 1.
That's 100%.
Okay, Wolfpack could struggle to shoot 1 of their last 7 in this 4th quarter. Clock remains the same. In a game with 7 lead changes tonight. NC State looks to counter. Here's Hayes. No easy looks for the Wolfpack tonight. Baldwin doubled. Rivers ties it.
Big shot. She heard you talking about that 3-point percentage there, Evan.
And now a tip drill. Hayes knocks it out, and the energy response here from NC State.
Now you have to use that positive energy and settle on defense and keep everyone in front of you. Make sure you don't allow your teammates to help you.
Final minute here in this top 25 matchup. Let's tie up. Asia Fair sitting on 24 for Syracuse. Raleigh with 8. Forced to drive. And travel before the shot. Syracuse with its 13th turnover.
She stepped into that confidently. That was a great knockdown shot. Great knockdown shot. And that's that court vision by River Baldwin as well. Now if you're NC State.
Timeout here for the Wolfpack, by the way.
Oh, so this is the biggest question.
How do you manage the clock?
Right.
That's more. What would you do in this situation?
Would you go for a 2 for 1?
Oh yeah, I would.
I'd say go for a 2 for 1. Get a quick hitter, play good defense on the opposite end, and then come back, your ball. Hopefully you knock down the shot, and then you're walking out of here with the win.
Wes Moore, one of 3 finalists for ACC Coach of the Year. His opponent is Felicia Leggett-Jack. All 2 of them and Kenny Brooks among the 3 finalists right now. All 3 of those teams are in the top 3 in the conference. On a night where Notre Dame is nearing an upset over Virginia Tech, this conference is wide open in the battle for second place. Nye Rivers ball in a tie game. Pressure defense here from Fair in this matchup zone. For the Wolfpack not playing the 2-for-1. Rivers kicks it.
Great pass. Great pass.
Tremendous vision from Shania Rivers.
So now defensively, if you're NC State, are you switching every screen? Because if you switch, then you give De'Asia Fair the advantage to slip. Great court vision here. Ooh, it looks like the fake might have got 2 Syracuse players. And great slip by River Baldwin from the high post.
14 assists for the Wolfpack tonight. And maybe the best one right there. This is the Wolfpack team that was in danger of losing 3 straight. What's flipped for NC State these last 2 minutes?
Energy. And also feeding off the energy of Reynolds Coliseum. Getting those defensive stops and then knocking down those shots on the flip side. There's nothing but defense. I'm always going to say it's defense. Getting stops and then turning it into offense, but also settling down, playing at their pace and not letting Syracuse speed them up, but then driving those gaps. When you drive those gaps, pitch it back out, and get the defense moving, that really opens up the offense.
It's an NC State team that had only given up 60 points a game, bottom 3rd in the league. They're really good defensively, especially this building. That's been what it's taken to slow down Syracuse. 2-minute scoring drought for the Cuse.
Now, if you're Coach Jack, you have De'Asia Fair that can score at every level. You have Woolley that is a mid-range sniper. You know they're going to play De'Asia Fair up tight, or at least I would hope so. What are you going for?
The Syracuse team with this win would have their most regular season wins ever. Big time battle. 8 lead changes, 5 ties. And there's the All-American, Alicia Leggett-Jack, late in her program. Syracuse ball down 2. In the hands of the superstar, De'Asia Fair. Fair off the screen. Woolley, clock to 10. Woolley, no. Offensive board. And a jump ball. Possession Syracuse.
Great defense there by River Baldwin and just protecting the basket. Hands straight up and protecting the basket. She's had a couple of those throughout this game.
River Baldwin making an impact. 2 blocks tonight.
Isaiah James had a hand on the ball there too.
The true freshman Alyssa Latham checks in along with Sophie Burrows here. 7.9 to go in a 2-point game. Fair-Zhao, clock to 5. It's Fair. De'Asia kicks it. Fair-Zhao, short.
There's a foul called. Someone called a foul.
Hold on. There's a foul. The officials confirming the clock. When was the foul? Because that puts Syracuse in the bonus.
But if she fouled her on the shot, I'm pretty sure that was a 3-point attempt.
Let's take a look.
That was a...
Okay, so it's down here.
Okay, yes.
Was there enough time on the clock when that foul was called?
If there was, it might have been point-something seconds.
This is all about interpretation. When is the foul called on Latham?
I think it might have been called on Madison Hayes.
Yeah, when's the foul called? That's the question.
Ah.
Is there any time left in the eyes of Mark Resch, our lead official? Okay, look at the clock as well.
He called it after the clock hit 0. But if it's the foul, Yeah.
That would seem late based on what we're seeing.
Yep.
If this stands, what a defensive performance late by NC State.
And just staying and protecting the basket. That's really all you can do. Then also, kudos to Zoe Brooks for getting up in De'Asia Fair. I'm not sure that she hit the 9 points in the fourth quarter either.
They're limited to 3 points in this fourth. Remember, Syracuse in single-digit games, 10-1 in the conference. They've been really good in these tight games. As the officials check the clock one more time. So it's not this shot, it's the next shot for Latham.
So is it when his arm is raised, or is it at the spot when he sees the foul? That's my question, that I have no idea what the answer is.
I agree with you. There's definitely a foul.
Yes.
But it's a question of when.
And if they called that foul, that would be considered a shooting foul, right?
2 free throws. So Mark Resch and his crew taking a long time on this one. This decides the game, essentially. Officials now bringing in the third official, Tony Patillo, who take a look. Literally a game-ending call, right?
Absolutely.
Here. Okay, here's our verdict.
I'm not sure. What are your thoughts? As far as the rule, is it at the spot of the foul when the foul happened, or is it when the referee called it?
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Here comes the final ruling, and the coaches come together, which is never a good sign. What a way to end this top 25 matchup with an explanation from the lead ref, Mark Resch, to Coach Jack and Coach Moore.
Coach Moore does not look happy.
This might be pro Syracuse. Body language. 0.1 seconds.
This is not where Coach Moore should get a technical foul.
It is a shooting foul, so 2 free throws here for Syracuse. This place is going absolute bonkers for Alyssa Latham's free throws. Clutch. This free throw could force overtime. Got it. 0.1. And we go to overtime. Syracuse, huge foul with 0.1 seconds. And Coach Jack is fired up on it.
She absolutely is. I mean, and this is what we talked about pregame. Not just winning games, but that's gutsy to go on the line with 0.1 seconds left, down 2, and hitting those 2 clutch shots.
We'll take the timeout. Get you set for overtime when we return. Uncharted territory for number 19 Syracuse, its first overtime game of the year. NC State's played 2 overtime matchups in this building. They're 2-0, and Kyle, all of a sudden new life for the Syracuse with a late foul that forces 2 free throws.
And being kept in the game like that, you know, boxing out, it was a great box out, but when you come up with a situation like that, knocking down those clutch free throws, to Syracuse point, you have to continue to play hard. In that situation, she could have saw the shot go up and quit, but she continued to play until the horn went off.
All of a sudden, Wes Moore's team gets ready for overtime, and he can't believe the 1/10 of a second that extends this game.
And I feel like that kind of brings a chip on your shoulder when you walk back and you have to tip ball again, when essentially you feel like you won the game.
All of a sudden, we'll play 5 more minutes. Syracuse last win in this series, 2017. And now we have overtime to decide the number 2 team in the conference. Couldn't ask for much more here in Raleigh on a night where Notre Dame takes down Virginia Tech. This is a true battle for number 2. And the Wolfpack start with the basketball. NC State undefeated in overtime this year, both in this building. Maya Rivers leading the charge with 19. Baldwin into a triple team. Open three. Rivers is off. Now it's DeAsia Fair, 24 points for a top 5 all-time scorer in Division I basketball. Woolley. Nowhere to go. Contested post touch. And it will stay here with 10 seconds. Wolfpack have done a great job denying DeAsia Fair in this fourth quarter and overtime.
And that's when it's like the next man up. Who's going to step up offensively for Syracuse?
It's Woolley down low, blocked by Rivers. Fresh 10. Woolley again. No. Another offensive rebound in possession. Syracuse. 23 O boards. That's been the story of this game.
And those O boards have really kept Syracuse in those games with those second chance points.
Have led to double-figure second chance points, 16 of them. We told you 2 of the best rebounding teams coming in. They're living up to it tonight. Now a fresh 20 for Syracuse, who has 4 top 25 wins this year, searching for a big 5th one. It's Fair. Kicks it. Berejau with 7. Back to Fair. DeAsia off the screen. Step back blocked. Burrows lost track of the clock and a violation. What a defensive effort there for NC State.
Zoe Brooks has done a really good job on DeAsia Fair. I mean, like you said earlier, rookie and then a seasoned vet. Coach Moore liked to say, is the vet going to take the little rookie to school? But in that situation, Zoe Brooks held it down.
Top 5 freshman in the country versus top 5 senior scorer. Advantage Brooks so far. Good hands from Burrows and a steal. Syracuse with numbers. Woolley, 1v1. Kicks it. Berejau bangs out. And an offensive foul on Syracuse. That's Alyssa Lathan with her 5th foul.
She has been a huge presence on the boards for Syracuse. Again, that's the next man up. Who's going to be able to step and fill in those shoes when it comes to rebounds?
So Lathan is fouled out. That means Kira Wood, the Temple transfer, comes in. A little more size advantage here for NC State.
With this size advantage, I'm looking into the paint. We already know that most of our points are coming from the paint, so I'm going to continue to build off of that.
There's James entering the paint, and a block for Woolley. Numbers. Woolley contested. Brooks steps out of bounds. We'll stay here. Zoe Brooks active defensively getting back there.
The fans seem like they saw something else. Like she might have still been in bounds when she saved that ball. But again, like you said, great defensive effort.
Home fan base would. NC State 13-1 here in this building. That's on the line tonight. Asia Fair challenges Brooks. Fade away. No. Rebound. Baldwin. With a double-double. 13 and 13. No points here in overtime in a battle for second place in the ACC. Baldwin doubled. Hayes blocked and a foul on Berejau. You can't believe it in free throws here for NC State. And after watching that, I agree with Berejau.
I don't know. I feel like her right arm might have came down just a little bit because now they say it has to be complete straight line.
So Madison Hayes to the free throw line. The Wolfpack have missed 5 tonight. Make it 6. Six missed free throws for the Wolfpack, who entered this game at 75%. 7 missed free throws. And Berejau the board. Still no points in overtime. Raleigh. Asia Fair kept in check. 3 points here in the fourth and overtime. Fair pressured. It's Brooks. Zoe in transition. No. And a foul. And Fair is beside herself. Look at these vets and freshmen getting after it.
That's a great hustle for the 50-50 ball there by Zoe Brooks. I don't know, did she get on the forearm? She might have got on the forearm there.
Let's see this angle.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Fair with her second foul, actually her first foul. And Coach Jack is pleading her case. An All-American at Syracuse. You can tell the intensity in this battle for second place. Both coaches want it tonight. Finally, points in overtime. We went 3 minutes without a single point in this top 25 battle.
That shows the defensive efforts on both sides of the court.
Brooks with 8, and the Wolfpack have a 2-point lead. Remember, Syracuse in single-digit games, 10-1 in the ACC. Berejau swings it. Burrows bottoms. Timeout, Syracuse.
And those are the shots that you have to hit in this moment. She was wide open, so it seemed like NC State, someone didn't rotate on NC State's end.
Timeout, Syracuse officials.
Syracuse up 1. It's Sophie Burrows stepping up with her 21st 3 of the year. We'll take a quick timeout and come back for the final 2 minutes of overtime here in Raleigh. Here's true freshman Sophie Burrows out of Australia. Maybe the biggest shot of her season.
Huge shot. I don't think someone from NC State even closed out on her. That was supposed to on that bottom side.
Sophie Burrows arrived on campus in late August, coming over from Australia. She's made a huge impact tonight off the bench. 5 points. And here we are in overtime. Top 25 battle. 2 minutes left. Wolfpack have only scored 2 points here in overtime. Syracuse with a win earns the #2 spot. It's James down low.
And that's a good tempo that State plays at. When they slow down in the half court and then allow the game to come to them and speed it back up.
Brooks tight on Fair. That's been a fun matchup. Fair blocked. Here's Fair again. Held in check. 3 points in the fourth and overtime. DeAsia switches. Woolley. No good. Rebound Hayes. Both teams struggling to shoot here in overtime.
Most of their shots have been either free throw line or in the paint, except for that
Madison
thing from
Hayes
Lavero.
drives. Hayes.
Great attack. And attacking that weak side. There's only one person there on defense.
Active hands. Rivers fouled. And let's see. Is this on Syracuse or NC State?
I believe it's on Woolley.
Yeah, Woolley commits the foul. And that's her fourth. And Coach Jack is asking for a review here.
Oh, yeah.
Grab. It is NC State basketball. For Wolfpack, 4 straight points to regain the lead. Joey Brooks creating. Wolfpack have won both their overtime games this year. James down to 7. James pass. Rivers back to her. James way off. Hayes the board and a violation. Hold on a second. Did that ball hit the rim? That's a huge call with 20 seconds left. And there was a tip on the shot. The official saying there was a deflection. take a look. Remember, this game went into overtime because of foul with 0.1 second. You heard it there from Mark Resch, the busiest man. We'll check the clock.
So are we checking the clock to see when it hit, or if it was tipped? How does that play with the shot clock?
It'll be Syracuse ball, and checking to see how much time is left on the clock. So let's see.
I feel like NC State it hit the rim.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, NC State was trying to fight to say that it hit the rim, and the shot clock reset.
Let's see it from this angle. It doesn't look like it did from that angle. So if you look at the clock, it would expire at what, 21-5, 21-7 maybe?
But that's if it didn't hit the rim.
Well, I don't think it did.
I'm not sure. The first replay when you're up under the bucket, I feel like it might have skirted it just a little bit on that right-hand side.
A lot to be reviewed here if you're Mark Resch. And Syracuse is fighting and scrapping and clawing for every call tonight.
That's why they have mouthpieces in, every single one of them. That's just how they play.
NC State wants to snap a 2-game ACC losing streak. If this call stands, they'll have to get one more stop to pull this game out.
Looking at timeouts here, Syracuse only has one left. So in this situation, would you use it? And could you use it to advance the ball?
You can in women's basketball, correct. So let's confirm here. Did this ball touch the rim? That's the other part of the equation. Not just the time.
Yeah, the rotation of the ball changed.
This will be our winning angle.
Yep. Absolutely.
Maybe?
You see that. I think that changed. You see the rotation of the ball change.
All of a sudden, a huge decision here for Mark Resch and his crew. The call on the court was a shot clock violation. In the game with this many reviews, both coaches having some fun. So one more Syracuse foul, and the Wolfpack are in the bonus here. Who do you want to foul for Syracuse?
I would say Madison Hayes.
That's the challenge with 20 seconds to go. Rivers needs a timeout and avoids the 5-second call. The good news for the Wolfpack, they have 4, now 3 to work with. It'll become a full timeout. And all of a sudden now in the ACC tie with Virginia Tech going down, they have an opportunity Sunday to earn the #1 seed. But if you're Syracuse or State, a win tonight, and you're in prime position for that 2 to go deep into the conference tournament.
And going deep into the conference tournament, I mean, this shows how big this game could be, how much weight this game holds. Going into the NCAA tournament, being able to, one, host at home and have the first 2 games at home with the home crowd. I mean, it's here in Reynolds Coliseum. It's electric.
Right now, NC State is projected a 3 seed in tonight's bracketology report. They did a first 16 reveal. La Tech was a 2, NC State a 3. And it really gives you a sense now. If you're NC State, you need this win if you want to maintain the top 4 seed in the NCAA.
And winning that top 4 seed in the NCAA, I mean, that's another day to practice at home, and unless another day that you can stay, work on yourself, and not have to travel.
Syracuse fought hard to force overtime, and now it's NC State on the 4-point swing. Remember, Syracuse with a win, they'll get the #2 seed. Wolfpack still have to win Sunday over Wake. Here's Zoe Brooks with it. 2-second difference. And Burrows gets the touch foul. Okay, so Sanaya Rivers will shoot the free throws. Rivers tonight 7 of 9 from the line. Keep in mind the Wolfpack have missed 7 free throws as a team. Keeps it a 3-point game. And on a miss, Syracuse can advance the basketball. What a critical free throw here for Sanaya Rivers to make this a 2-possession game. She has it. Timeout Syracuse. Draw this up for me, Kai. If you're Coach Jack, what are you looking for offensively?
That's a great question. I would say, well, let's see here. I would say going for the quick hitter and then pressing and then trying to play good defense. Maybe going for another foul. You drop it down to 1, make them hit two free throws, and then push the ball back down.
Syracuse, you could get a
tie the ball
back.
Yep.
Syracuse team who has not beaten NC State since 2017 and has taken 10 lead changes, 6 ties, a lot of action in this overtime. Wes Moore is animated here in the final seconds. He can feel the importance of this game.
If you're NC State, someone goes for the 3, do not foul. Hands straight up.
Richard Woolley to inbound. And a foul. So 2 free throws here for one of the best scorers in the country, De'Asia Fair.
And that's definitely what you do not want for NC State. Oh, it does look like she might have held her a little bit. If you're NC State, you want the clock to run. But now she's on the free throw, two free shots, 2 opportunities.
Remember, De'Asia Fair, 81% shooter from the line. On the top 10 in the ACC at the free throw shot. Give her 25 points.
Just a reminder here, Syracuse is out of timeouts.
Make this a 2-point game. Syracuse has been clutch from the line. Timeout Wes Moore. Okay, 17 seconds left. What's the strategy defensively? You have some time, but you also want to make sure you get the ball back.
Well, the possession arrow is the NC State, so even if Syracuse did try to tie the ball up, it still runs off a little bit more time off the clock than you would expect. But you don't want to foul them. You're down 2. You send someone to the free throw line. If you had to choose who to send, of course you send the person that isn't shooting the best this game. Other than that, playing straight up defense, maybe try to go for a pickpocket. What's your take on it, Evan?
Yeah, Rivers is 8 of 11. He's been really good. You almost want to turn this into a free throw game for Syracuse because you've been hitting the shots. They've made every free throw. And State's missed 8. Syracuse team that with the win tonight would have their most regular season wins in program history. They need one more stop here in Reynolds Coliseum. Louis Brooks will throw it in here in this 2-point game. Sanaya Rivers working the clock. Syracuse needs to foul, and they do with 10 seconds. De'Asia Fair with her second. And remember, with no timeouts, 2 free throws puts you in a great spot if you're NC State.
Having to go the full length of the court.
Sanaya Rivers is 75% shooter entering tonight. And she continues to deliver. 21 for Rivers now.
This is a big shot here.
to make this a 2-possession game. All over it. No timeouts for Syracuse. Here's Woolley. Georgia dribbles. Woolley fires short. Blocked. Loose ball. And time runs out. Overtime thriller in this top 25 battle. Number 12 NC State back in the win column.
For NC State, really gutting this out. I mean, I'm sure it feels good for NC State coming off that two-game streak, rivalry losses. I'm sure it feels good for Coach Moore as well. Really seeing these girls with a smile on their faces at the end of the game.
The Wolfpack control their own destiny for the number 2 seed. Now a game back to Virginia Tech, and Syracuse wraps up their regular season 13-5. What a battle in this one. 10 lead changes, 6 ties, and it was the free throw shooting later the Wolfpack to win it.
And at the beginning of the game, NC State wasn't hitting their free throws, but they came in at the end of the game when it really mattered and knocked down those shots.
Big week in the ACC regular season, and number 12 NC State. That's a big exhale of relief if you're head coach Wes Moore. In the game, it comes down to overtime. The Wolfpack hold off Syracuse here late, 75-71. Ty Crutchfield and a talented crew led by producer Lucas Raycraft. I'm Evan Budrovich. We say good night from Raleigh. It was a battle all night, and the Wolfpack defeat the 'Cuse by 4.
Another team that was on the outside of the top 16, according to the committee looking in, is Syracuse, and they're in a battle with NC State, a team that has fallen according to the committee, but still plenty of basketball to play. And we had a great one. Isabel Verajao does great here. The offensive rebound, gets fouled. Syracuse takes a 4-point lead. Then 90 seconds to play. Sanaya Rivers, eventually from the top of the key, Coach.
She really was the player that made the difference tonight.
Speaking of making a difference, how about this pass, Ivory?
Oh, let me get that. Hey, that's nice. That's nice.
River Baldwin on the inside gives the Wolfpack a 2-point lead, but Kelly, more from Isabel Verajao.
Verajao was really good. 14 points for her. And you're seeing the depth for Syracuse. They did not have this type of depth last year.
She shoots that 3, but misses, but there is a foul on the floor. As you see it again, that's Alyssa Latham. Fouled in the paint. Wes Moore obviously not happy about it as the clock was at 0. You got .1. Syracuse goes to shoot free throws. Second one from Latham was good after the first one, so we head to overtime. In overtime, Syracuse down 2. Ivory, Sophie Burrows from the corner.
Yeah, she knocked that down. That was a big shot, definitely for Syracuse.
Orange go up by 1. The next NC State possession, Coach, more from Isaiah James.
She really had a little bit of a struggle early on, but what a pass. I mean, the back door was there.
NC State takes a 1-point lead. Then, a minute later, same score. Madison Hayes drives in for the layup. NC State survives at home in overtime. 75-71 the final. This was a game of runs. It was back and forth. It came down to the wire. I thought you were trying to get my attention over there. So, she's just scratching. No big deal. I thought we were pointing out something. So let's point out, Kelly, what the difference was for NC State down the stretch.
NC State played like the team we saw earlier in the year where they had such great balance. It wasn't just one player. They had multiple players in double figures. And Sanaya Rivers was assertive. She was aggressive offensively. She also had rebounds and assists. She does that, was really good defensively. But when she's scoring, Coach, it takes this team to a different level. You think back to the UConn game where she was really good. If she can give you 12, 15 on a night, NC State's going to win. Like, it's almost that simple.
Oh, for sure. And the thing that kept Syracuse in the game was on the boards, as we've talked about all year. Syracuse can rebound. Out-rebound them 52-40. They were all over the glass.
They sure were. Also, you guys talked about the free throw line, though. That was a big difference for NC State.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing, Sanaya Rivers, when she plays like this, the team is so much better.
Yes.
Instead of having, okay, this person has 20 in the first half, too. When she plays like this, but I'm talking about on the defensive end, scoring, passing, and having the confidence of knocking that three-point down, that's big for NC State.
We mentioned how big this game was for Notre Dame, but Coach, how big was this for NC State to get back on track right now, especially at home in this top 25 battle?
Yeah, it's tough when you lose a couple in a row and you start to really unwind a little bit. And I think their problem is simply they're tired. They're physically, mentally tired. They have 6 people on the roster. They've gone through a year where they've had different players injured. They've had to step up and, play 5 and 6 people in a game. And they're just not built for that. This is a team that really needs that top 4 seed so that they can get that rest early on.
And it looks like they're going to get it. But when you look at this from an NCAA perspective, NC State, I thought, could afford to lose this and stay in the top 4. Remember, NC State's non-conference is tremendous. But Syracuse needed. This could have been a game that could have vaulted them into the top 4, and they weren't able to come up with it. Their regular season's done. They finished 13-5 in the league. Of course, they get a double bye in the ACC tournament, but a missed opportunity for the Orange that would have really helped their NCAA seeding.
We'll talk a little bit more about that NCAA seeding as well as the ACC tournament in a little while. But Kelly, before we go, did you catch that?
Oh, come on. This, credit to Justin Walters as well. He had some brainstorming in on this. This was such a cool play. First of all, look at Kyra Wood with this putback. Alley-oop putback to beat the shot clock, barely beat it. And then look, you got to hype your girl up, Ivory. You got to hype your girl up. Draymond says, you is him. She is saying, you is her. Let's go, Ivory. Let's go.
Oh, you need your teammate to be there for you like that. Good stuff with the good. Did you catch that? Good stuff for Justin, helping us catch that.